The saying goes, money can't buy you love. Unfortunately, many couples come to realize that money can stand in the way of a healthy relationship. This morning, we're going to try to tackle how to marry your finances with your spouse. And joining me now are local financial experts, David and Stacy Hefty from Auburn, the Cornerstone Wealth Management there in Auburn. So thank you guys so much for joining me this morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good to see you. So what are some steps that couples should be taking to ensure financial success in their marriage?
Well, Drew, we believe the first step couples should take is to go through a financial blueprint exercise together. And what this is really it's a series of questions where couples can sit down, figure out what their values are, and ultimately assign goals to those. And the extra benefit is by doing it together, then later during the year when you have big financial questions come up, you actually understand the other spouse's perspective of where they're coming from as well. And this exercise can be done with couples of all ages and young and old alike. And also, even for Stacy and I, every year we go through the blueprinting exercise, usually in January. There's no rhyme or reason to that, but every January we like to go through the exercise ourselves because as you have more children or your finances change, it's important to keep it up to date.
Sounds like communication is key.
Absolutely.
So one thing a lot of couples start to decide pretty much right at the start of their marriage is whether to have joint or separate accounts. What do you guys suggest? What do you think is best? Go ahead.
Well, okay, yeah. On that topic, we really encourage joint accounts.
Okay.
Very rarely have we seen separate accounts work long term, and not that it can't, but ultimately, when you put together marriage and finances, to have separate accounts, it can oftentimes drive a wedge between spouses, where you have some competition or animosity between one another, and it doesn't fit that cohesiveness of where when you want to have a successful marriage and finances, it's really a team effort. And that's why going through that blueprinting exercise together and then helping each other accomplish one another's goals, that's where it all ties together.
Once again, communication. So what are some traps that are common that couples can fall into when it comes to finances?
Well, I think there's several traps. I think one of the things that's most important is when David and I talked about that blueprinting exercise and you developed your values, what makes you happy in life, you need to then remember to attach a dollar amount to those values. So let's say that traveling is one of your values. Let's say you want to save for your kids' college. You need to touch a dollar amount to those, remembering that at least 10% needs to go to retirement and no more than 25% should go towards your mortgage each month. And then communicate. Remember that, set that dollar amount. If it's $100 you're comfortable spending without consulting your spouse, that can rise as your income goes up and down. Those are important keys.
Very important steps to take. Guys, thank you so much for coming in this morning. You always provide us such great knowledge and insight when it comes to finances. We turn to you guys often when covering stories like this. So
Thanks so much.
Appreciate you coming in this morning.